We respectfully request the Sangha of great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please share the wonderful Dharma will to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh duyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sadanto Suche Doye Alahudi Samyao Samputosye. Nam mô Tadaktha Toya Daya Alahade Tam Yu Tam Bodha Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, and I will receive and maintain it, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu, wo jin jian wen de shou qi, yuan jie ru lai zhen shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, great Master Qingliang, great Master YongHua, great monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、清凉大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Khuyến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 26th of June. Thank you for coming to attend our Avatamsaka Sutra explanation. We are currently explaining chapter 1, talking about the world rulers and how adorned they are. When you accomplish your work, your cultivation, then you, as a result of your past practices, you are able to have a certain adornments, and that's also the continuation of your past tracks as well. So in here we see the who's who of the world rulers in the universe and how they got there and how we can be like them, if you will. Okay? 331, and they ruling spirit, lovely flower garland. Oh, my Chinese person is not quite there. Actually, she's not Chinese. They get offended. She's Taiwanese. But then the Taiwanese look at her and say, "You're not Taiwanese."
妙华璎珞主咒神。
Okay, 332. The 10th representative day ruling spirit is named lovely flower garlands. So the flowers are pieced together as in a garland, and yin luo chu ye sheng. Okay, so it uses flowers. 333. These and others acted as leaders of a countless number of day ruling spirits.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
Okay, countless leaders. 335, and they all brought forth faith and understanding of the wonderful Dharma. Together, they constantly and vigorously adorned the palace.
皆于妙法，能生信解，恒共清净，恒共精勤，严饰宫殿。
Okay, Conk has a question.
선생님이 6월 19일자에서 출생 정복 주야신 설명이 누락되었는데 오늘 설명해 주실 수 있는지요? 라고 물어보셨습니다.
Must be some day ruling spirit asking questions. There's no one there. I was shocked. Wow, they are so efficacious. Some kind of spirit.
6월 19일자에서 출생 정복 주야신 설명이 누락되었는데 오늘 설명해 주실 수 있는지요?
Master, the question is about the past slide. It's about night ruling spirit. Thank you. So, but we need to look for the slide. We're not sure which
look
one.
for the slide. No
Thank
problem. Go ahead to Mountain Temple while they're looking for the slide.
헬로 마스터. 세라님, 제가 보산사 단톡방에 질문이 좀 길어가지고 정리를 해서 보산사 단톡방에 올렸거든요. 그래서 그거를 조금 이렇게 읽어주시기를 부탁드립니다. 보산사 단톡방에 들어가시면 돼요. 가능하신가요? 아니면 아니면 개인톡으로 보내드릴까요? 아니요, 우리 같이 있어요. 같이 보는 거. 아니요, 100 몇 명 거. 네네네. 네네네네. 네, 이거 누르시고 이렇게 하시면 되고, 네. 선생님, 근데 이거를 클릭을 하시면 사진이 옆으로 넘어가요, 슬라이드로. 혹시 밑에 네모나, 진짜요? 그래요. 네네, 알겠습니다.
Sorry, Master. She has a question, but she sent it to one of the group chatting, but I can't really see, so I told her to send it to my private.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Thank you.
Okay, I have some problems with both Jeju Mountain Temple and Conk as terms of questions. So we give them time. No rush. We'll be here for the next hour or so. Okay. And so what is their Dharma doors for these day ruling spirits? How they became leaders of the day ruling spirits? They all brought forth, the common denominator is they brought forth faith and understanding of the wonderful Dharma. They constantly and vigorously adorned the palace. So how they got there is in the past they brought forth the faith and understanding of the wonderful Dharma. Wonderful Dharma refers to Mahayana. The Hinayana is not wonderful. Hinayana is beautiful, but it's not wonderful, if you will. Okay? Hinayana is fascinating, is beautiful, but wonderful is reserved. This term there, that term is reserved for Mahayana teaching. It's wonders beyond your intellect, beyond your reasoning, beyond your comprehension. That's why it's called wonderful. Beautiful, fascinating is perceived by the mind. Is it clear? So the word is very important. Oh, thank you very much. You see how nice he is? Huh? Yeah. See? We take care of our attendees. There are only a few handful of them. So that's why you need to take good care of them. You're lucky. One becomes so popular and, have a lot of people with us. We ignore you. Okay, so, yes, go ahead, Sarah.
I'm sorry, Master. We found the slide, the question from
Yes.
Zhu Kang.
Yes.
That's slide 304,
304.
305.
304, 305. Okay, I'm going right back. Go ahead.
And
continue.
she was just asking if you could elaborate on these two slides.
304, 305.
Yes, thank you.
And who's asking? By the way, I need to know. I need to know who's the target audience.
순 선생님, short teacher who has a depression.
Oh, the short teacher. No. You don't call him short teacher. The petite teacher. Petite is much more polite. Okay, short is for shorty. That's different. Okay. That you see the omen. This petite teacher. Your petite teacher eventually, is probably in the night and day ruling spirit in the future. Okay, so she's asking about this. The night ruling spirit displaying pure blessings. 305, 206. So she's asking about this. Elaborate on this. Chu Sheng. Okay. Okay, it's a good thing she asked because Chu Sheng is not displaying. Chu Sheng is to generate, to produce. To spirit creating pure blessings. Okay, can we change it, please? Chu Sheng is to produce, to create. It's not displaying at all. Okay, so this night ruling spirit here helps living being create blessings. 幸福. Okay, so they create blessings, which is extremely useful when you cultivate. You don't have enough blessings. This is something that the Chinese, I feel the Chinese fail to stress enough. The Asian Buddhism fails to stress enough. Traditionally, it's like you don't talk about it, but it's a key element in our cultivation. We cultivate. We need a lot of blessings, and cultivation generates tons of blessings on top. So it's a closed loop process. You need blessings to get into the loop, and you cultivate. In order for you to cultivate, you generate even more loops, more blessings that help you to make progress and generate even more blessings. Okay, so this night ruling spirit here helps living beings create a lot of blessings. How? Meaning this night ruling spirit, she uses expedience to help living beings create pure blessings. Okay, such as one common expedient in Mahayana, from what I observed so far, is creating a need, in terms of Dharma propagation, and the living beings then get enamored with that, and they help out in the Dharma propagation. That's what happened to Master Hsuan disciples. That's how they improved so much and got very far, because they helped Master Hsuan create blessings. Propagate the Dharma, and that's how they created a lot of blessings for themselves. When you have a lot of blessings, then you will be able to execute. You put into practice whatever you hear. That's the key about blessings. If you don't have enough blessings, no matter what we tell you, you won't be able to do it. You just don't, it just doesn't connect with you. Okay? And I feel that this is something that Asian Buddhism doesn't put enough emphasis. Okay? When I first started, I avoided talking about this, because as soon as I talk about blessings, people say, oh, this guy is trying to pick my pocket. Okay? So I avoided talking about that. So as a result, the first 5-6 years, my students were very, very slow. Okay? Very, very slow progress. Only one particular disciple made it to the 4th stage Arhat very quickly, within 2 years. The rest of them is just form realms and formless realms and so forth. Okay? So, because I was never really interested in doing it for very long anyway. But as more people came and they refused to leave, and then I got in trouble, and they supported me, so I felt compelled to repay the debt I owed them, express my gratitude by helping them progress a lot faster. Okay, because of the crisis we had at Low Mountain Temple, it forced me to shift gear. Okay, so you see. That's when we change gears. We have more opportunities for for our disciples and our supporters to generate a lot of blessings. And lo and behold, they progress very quickly. Okay, now this is how in Mahayana we help living beings create blessings by helping the Dharma propagation. Okay, meaning that the more goodness you're creating and you're generating, those will help you get a lot more blessings. So that's how you contrast between Master Hsuan. Look at the 2 generations at his temple. During the time when Master Hsuan was alive, a lot of people became enlightened, and then he died, and I joined. Right there at the threshold where he died, just a few months before he died, I became a left-home person, and I was stagnating for about 4 years, and they're still stagnating, because really we're not doing much. We didn't do much at all. Okay, and so that's the difference, a huge difference between the first patriarch in America and the second patriarch. Because what happened is that if you get involved in any project, Master Hsuan's project during his when he was alive, you're helping him propagate, because that's all he did. Okay, every single waking moment of his, every single second is Dharma propagation. Okay, so you generate a lot of blessing by helping him do that. But the second patriarch, that guy, I don't know what he's doing. And that's why, for me personally, for 4 years, I really didn't do much. It's embarrassing, to tell you the truth. that you can be a left-home person for 4 years, you're really not learning much, you're not accomplishing anything. It's sad. It's because we are not helped in creating blessings. Yes, question. And it's not meant to be criticism, by the way. I'm only comparing notes for you for your own reference. It's up to you. Whatever you do is your decision. I know I'm coming across as criticizing people, but why should I criticize people? I don't care. It's your life. I can't care less, frankly. I'm talking and making comments for your sake, not for myself. Yes, go ahead. Okay. 4.
Master, so the blessing, in a way, create the effects. The way I see it, it's basically, it's almost like a condition. Is this correct, the way I see it? Because in the way all the disciples of Master YongHua has seeds in them, so by creating blessing, it somehow make the seed sprout, and that's how they progress. Isn't that so? Blessing in a way, is that like condition?
Not really. It's very plain and simple. Think of it as starting a business. If you start a business, what happened to your sisters? They're not here. Okay. Then you start a business. The first thing you need is what? Money. You have an idea and so forth, but when you execute, before you can put anything into action, you need money. You need money for the rent deposit. You need money to buy equipment. You need money to buy transportation stuff, office materials, hire people. Money, the same denominator. Yes? Okay? Same thing. You got to get a job. Same thing. You need money. You need to get money to get an education. Okay? You need money to buy clothes, professional clothing. You need money to buy a car, because in California, you don't have a car, you're not going to have, it's very hard for you to find, a job, okay, and so forth. So you need money. Same thing, okay? Same thing in cultivation. Before you can really cultivate, and this is what the Asians really don't talk about, okay? They kind of talk tangentially. They talk, like on the side, oblique way, very Asian style. Okay, the Asian they talk about cultivation, like especially when I was at Master Hsuan temple, they keep we cultivate. I said, but I cultivated for 4 years. I'm not stupid. I worked very hard. I sat longer than most of the monks in my generation already as a novice. I got nowhere because. And I was working very hard. I was doing a lot of stuff, let me tell you. I'm not the kind of person who slacks off, okay? Too driven in my generation. We're driven to be successful. It's a self-imposed goal, you will, okay? So the only possible explanation is that I wasn't generating enough blessings. I wasn't taught to generate enough blessings. And then I explained to you, when I started teaching, I was not interested. I wasn't planning on doing it for very long, maybe 5 years, 10 years, I'm done. I have no ambition at all. You're talking about lazy? You're looking at it. Okay, so I wasn't driven to have any long-range planning at all until I got in trouble and I became grateful for those who stood by me. I said, I got to help these people, okay? So then they started improving very quickly, and then more and more of you became, and it snowballed, okay? And because we started propagating our Dharma, and I suspect right now we're at the next phase because we are propagating our Dharma again. Okay, we're cranking it up, one more notch. Okay, so before you can improve, you have to generate blessings. You must have enough blessings to go next level. You have more, you can go even higher. The sudden teaching, okay, it's not necessarily next level, it could be a leap. But in order to have the leap here, you need to have blessings to get up here or get up here, okay? Same thing. You need blessings. The same common denominator is blessings. And so it worked for a while until we got the Wei Mountain Temple, and then people starting, asking me more. They became more greedy. They said, Master, can I go even progress even faster? Because some of them were pretty high, some were pretty low, and they said, what is the difference? I said, well, these people have more blessings. They said, can I have more blessings? So we generated, the more tools for people to generate blessings. W. Blacks, for example, is a form of more intensive blessing generation. I experimented with that because I figured that for some people who are intent upon progressing quicker, and they needed more blessings, therefore they were to generate for themselves. It's not fast enough. Okay, so and apparently it seems to work. It helped quite a few people. Interestingly. So this is the concept behind it. You create blessings. So this night ruling spirit here help people create blessings. Okay? And let me assure you, from my own experience so far, has been that helping with the Dharma propagation is extremely, extremely beneficial for you. Generates a lot of blessings. Tremendous level of blessings. Okay? And I see people progressing as well through various channels of blessings generation. Okay? Not always in terms of money, but in terms of helping out, in terms of contributing, concepts and and knowledge, know-how, and so forth, time, and so forth. Okay? Was there another question? I thought there's 2 questions. Hey, Vicky, how's your mother?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Master. She's good.
She's good?
Yeah. Thank you.
What?
If not for you.
So explain a little bit. I have no idea. This woman said, I said, what? And then a couple of days later, what? Am I supposed to understand?
Can you understand me, Master? No?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Master. Nice to see you too.
We have a code, I guess. Filipinos. Okay. Any other questions? I thought it was Jumi has a question. Sarah, did you locate her question? Or shall we drop it?
Sorry, Master, it's a really long question. She wrote it.
What else
so
is new?
I have to read this, or she could read it for me slowly, and then I could translate.
Okay. Read it slowly.
Okay, thank you. Hold on one second. I'll tell Jumi.
Hey, Jumi, you ask so many questions, you might as well learn English. Saves a lot of time. You can ask even longer questions in English.
글씨였는데 한국말로 읽을까요? 네, 알겠습니다. 네, 알겠습니다. 일단 질문의 주제는 사람들을 돕고 싶지 않습니다. 우선 먼저 돕고 싶지 않은 유형에 대해서 말씀을 드려보면 돕기 싫은 첫 번째 유형은 쉽게 성과를 얻으려는 유형입니다. 선칠 선화상인 법문에서 분하발마 법사께서 14세 때 일부러 손을 대어서 어머니의 살생업을 중단시켰다는 스토리가 의도와 결과는 좋지만 그 수단이 저는 자작극이라는 생각이 들어서 불편했는데 하필 바로 그날 저의 오렌지 여동생의 부탁 연락을 받고 이런 유형의 사람들한테 내가 어떻게 친절과 자비로울 수 있을까를 질문했었습니다. 이렇게 하고 또 좀 하실까요? 네.
Master, the subject of this question is I don't want to help people. There are different types that I don't want to help. Number one, this type of person is looking for an easy success. So we're going back to the Chanchi Dharma talk. You talked about that 14 years old Dharma master. I don't know how to say in English. Kunabala.
Kababa.
Okay, so he burned his hand and he tried to help his mother from his killing karma.
There you go.
So the story, the willing to help her mother is good, and then the result is good. But however, this is, he planned it purposely, and thinking about that, that's uncomfortable. But I received contact from my orange sister, and she asked for help. And I'm wondering, this type of people, how can I be kind and show compassion? And she's going to continue.
께서 말씀이 주미와 너랑 상관없는 일이라고 말씀하셨고 그날 이후 정말 마음이 편해졌습니다. 그래서 마음이 편해지고 나서 제가 이제 저한테 인사이트 통찰하게 된 것이 정말 나에게 손해가 된 것은 불공정한 양육 방식의 부모님도 아니고 날로 먹는 여동생도 아니었고 위에 세 사람을 끊임없이 판단하고 비난한 뒤에 저의 피해 의식이었다는 것을 이제 통찰을 하고 여기까지는 이제 소화가 되었고 따라서 오렌지 타입의 여동생이 눈에 들어왔을 때마다 이거는 나의 비즈니스가 아니다. 이건 내 안의 피해 의식이다. 이것에 포커스를 맞추고 현재 여기까지는 됩니다.
So at the time when I asked question about this type of people, how can I be kind and compassionate to them? You told me that it's none of your business. So
I was about to say the same thing again.
So after that, I feel much comfortable, and I could see that the reason that I felt this way is because it's not because of unfair parenting, or it's because of my sister who wants things for free. It's me that I was continuously judging them, just three persons, and then also I felt I am victimizing myself. So I understood until this part, and whenever I see the type of person, like my orange sister, I said, this is none of my business. And this is from my victimizing myself. So I try to focus on those two thoughts. I understand up to this point, and I could do this. And she's going to continue again.
네. 그다음에 돕기 싫은 두 번째 유형은 제가 사람들을 제 주변에 가까이 둘지 좀 리젝할지 좀 테스트를 하는 습기는 있지만 어떤 특정한 사람이 내 마음에 들지 않는다고 해서 그 사람에 대해 악의적인 소문을 퍼뜨리거나 그 사람의 행동을 나쁜 쪽으로 해석을 해서 좋지 않은 여론을 조장한다거나 뭐 아무튼 이런 식으로 사람을 공격하지는 않는데 뭐 구체적인 사례를 하나 들어보면 제가 지난 겨울 선칠 때 위산사에서 제가 주미가 꽃공양을 하려고 EMT에 독당 청소를 하면서 시든 꽃이 있으면 그 시든 꽃을 사진을 찍어서 현통 스님한테 보여드리고 현통 스님 허락 후에 꽃을 팬 일이 몇 번 있었었습니다. 네, 여기까지.
So the next type of people that I don't want to help, they are, of course, I sometimes do testing on them. And then I sometimes let them be close to me or I reject them. However, I don't spread bad rumor against them or I try to manipulate others to isolate that particular people. I want to show one example what happened. When I was in Way Mountain Temple, there was a rumor that I remove someone else's offering, flowers, and then I wanted to put my flowers instead. But that's not true. What I did was I was cleaning Buddha halls, and while I was cleaning, if the flower is old and time to maybe clean the flower, or remove the flower, I would take photos and then send that to Venerable XT. And then I get a permission from her. And then at the time, after the permission, I remove the flowers. And she will continue again.
Finally, Master, sorry. 오늘의 첫 번째 질문은 오렌지 타입의 여동생 그리고 위와 같은 방식으로 저를 공격했던 사람들을 어떻게 제가 도울 수 있을까요? 두 번째 질문은 위의 말씀 네, 맨 마지막 네.
So my first question today is
First question?
is that there are just two type of people. People like my sister, Orange Sister, and the second type of people who attack me, and under that circumstances, how can I help these people?
네, 위에 말씀드린 사람들을 위에 말씀드린 사람들 역시 도움받을 마음이 없는데 제가 어떻게 그들을 도울 수 있을까요? 사실 현재 하고 있는 노력은 예를 들면 삼륜체공 법문을 한국어 통역한 것을 제가 그대로 받아 적었는데 사실 그것을 남편과 제가 좋아하는 몇몇 도반에게만 삼륜체공 법문을 정리한 것을 주려다가 그냥 마음 넓게 쓰자 하면서 단체 대화방에 공유했습니다. 현재 이제 뭐 이 정도가 최선인데요. 도와주기 싫고 도움받기 싫은 이런 상황에서 제가 무엇을 할 수 있을까요?
So these two type of people, they don't want to get helped, and then in that situation, they don't want any help from me. And how can I help them? So what I did is recently there was a Dharma talk related 3 wills. What I did was there was a Korean translation. I actually wrote down those translation and I share with several people and my husband.
그래서 제가 이제 삼류제공 그거를 다 했어요, 세라님. 끝이에요. 마지막에 도와주기 싫고 도움받기 싫어 이런 상황에서 제가 무엇을 할 수 있을까요?
In this situation, they don't want help from me. And also, I don't want to give them any help. But how can I help in this situation?
Can I relate to you a funny story? Today at lunch, I really had a good time. It's because I met this person here who has incredible samadhi power. It made me so happy. It tickled me pink. And now I have to sit here and listen. And I wonder, so that's the nature of my work. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's so boring. Can I ask you first before I try to answer your question? You talk to your husband this way?
Yes, Master.
You do? I have a lot more respect for your husband. He's a virtuous man. Okay? Do not take him for granted. Okay? Yeah. What is the question again? You have so many problems, honey. I mean, just I don't know where else to begin. Where to begin? How do I begin? Where do I begin? Huh? Talk to your husband. Help me out, you know. But at a loss, I know. My training in eloquence is inadequate. It is not designed to handle these types of questions. So, anyone, help me out. Husband, help me out. What do you do when she talks to you like that? What do you do? Seriously.
마스터, 준 씨가 진전에 대한 욕구가 크고 많은 질문들이 있는데 저에게도 많은 질문을 합니다. 그런데 제가 그녀에게 해줄 수 있는 얘기는 생각이 너무 많다. 그만 생각해라. 네, 그렇게 대답을 합니다.
Master, she has great will to see the truth and contemplate the truth. And then with that, she has many questions. And I understand that too. And then she also asks me many questions. So at the time, I would tell her, that's too much thought.
Yeah. You owe her big time. Can we talk man to man? You owe her, okay? Pay up, buddy, pay up. You know, in America, it's pay up, buddy. Okay, seriously. Okay, you think too much, you discriminate too much. When you help people, it's because somebody needs help. You don't care who that person is. To help someone is that there's an opportunity to help, okay, whoever it is, okay, and then you give your best. You try your best. And number 3, you take a loss. You're not doing any of the 3. When you help, you say, I want to pick and choose. You pick and choose, and your blessing is very minimal. Your husband didn't tell you that? Okay. When you help people, you cannot discriminate. You say, I only help people because these people deserve my help. This person doesn't deserve my help. You cannot function like that, especially now that you still are not enlightened. This is contrary to the instructions. When you help, you just help because it's a chance to help. You don't discriminate. Who deserves it or who doesn't? Not at your level. At a high level, yeah, I would teach you about discrimination, but not low level. Okay? Yeah. Because right now you need to learn to stop your discriminating mind. Your mind is discriminates because you're manic. You judge people. You keep on judging people. You reject people because they're not good enough, because they are doing things that are wrong. They're not meeting your standards. Only you need, when you have these thoughts constantly, it's your personal problems, not their problems. This is being themselves. You don't need to judge them. To judge them is to be manic. You have these very, very heavy manic tendencies by judging others. You keep on discriminating. Your discriminating mind manifests itself as judging. You discriminate and then you put them down. Okay? You discard them. Okay? So cut it out. Don't discriminate. When you help, you just help. And when you're done with helping, you forget about it. Okay? And then you forget about it. Number 3, when you help, be prepared to take a loss. You cannot help and say, I'm helping. What's in it for me? You are so petty. Is a word? Is there such a word in Korean? Yes? I thought Korean people are very generous, but you cannot be that petty. You're going to say, hey, I want to help because I want to get big gains. That's greed. When you help hoping to have a lot of gains, that's very selfish. Your blessings, the generated blessings are very small. So in order to maximize your blessing, which seems to be your goal, number 1, don't discriminate. Number 2, just help and forget it. Number 3, don't always demand that you maximize your blessings. It's too petty. All right? The last time I talked to you, I beat it around the bush because I was too lazy to go through your 15-minute question, item by item. Okay? Now you're asking me the same thing. It's not resolved. Okay? You have. You don't know how to give. And it's only because you're manic. I just made a comment earlier that when you have enough blessings, when I talk about this, you get it right away, you can do it right away. If you can't do it because you still don't have enough blessings yet, it's because you're not generating blessing the proper way. You're still violating the principles of giving. Okay? So going back to slide 305, you generate this night ruling spirit, creates, establishes opportunities for living beings to create blessings. Okay? And then, and also helps living beings attain purity. Purity refers to the fact that they avoid committing offenses. They gradually reduce their 3 poisons: greed, anger, stupidity. So that's why they're called pure. Okay? So what does it mean? This is exactly related to Jumi's question. She generated blessings, so the blessings weren't that many because she discriminates, she does all the wrong things, okay? Very petty blessings, okay? And when you generate blessings in purity, meaning you generate blessing without being greedy, without being angry. Angry is you reject those people, say you're not good enough. Okay? Then your blessings are called impure blessings. Is it clear? Stop making such mistakes. Recognize it. For today's lesson, because it's too many, just remember, stop judging people. Stop rejecting people. See if you can do that. And I see you next month for the next question. For her, one question a month. Anyone else? Does it help? The petite teacher, is she happy with creating pure blessings? Okay, that's actually they're related. The two questions are related. You want to create blessings, and if you do it right, your blessing will be pure. If you do it wrong, your blessing will become impure blessings. So what Jumi's mistake is that because of her manic nature, she tends to generate impure blessings. So watch out. Okay? 9.
From WMT Daniel, I have a question. In regards to my relationship with Apple, is it because I owe her or she owes me? How do I pay it back?
Which Daniel?
WMT Daniel.
Oh, I have so many Daniels, 2 of them. Wait a minute. Question is off. He says, do I owe Apple? No, it's the other way around. Apple drives him around. So she's the one who owes him. Enjoy it, my friend. Collect. Don't worry about it. Okay. Anyone else? You pay. What do you have to ask questions? Just pay. Marry her. Give her your paycheck. There's so many ways for you to pay her back. Buy her a nicer car. Flowers. Okay. Any other questions? And you're still not happy? Go see your father. $333. These and others act. Wait, we're not done yet, are we? Okay. We are together. Okay, so this is what they did to become day ruling spirits. Okay, they brought forth the faith and understanding the wonderful Dharma. I started talking to you about wonderful Dharma, the meaning that they've been studying Mahayana for a long, long time. And how do you understand Mahayana Dharma? Okay, it is two steps. Number 1, you listen. You listen to the lecture, you research, you read. Okay? And number 2, you need to practice samadhi. It takes 2 steps. You cannot simply read and say you understand the Dharma. It's not possible. Understanding here, okay, refers. Understanding the wonderful Dharma means that their samadhi level is a level of enlightened people. Only enlightened people understand that the Dharma is wonderful. Below enlightenment level in Mahayana, you don't know what wonderful really means. So far, so good. So these people, they understand the wonderful Dharma. Okay, they're enlightened. The samadhi level is pretty high. You don't get to to say that you understand the wonderful Dharma unless you're pretty high up there. All right? Okay, brought forth the faith. Okay. Look at the emphasis. They became rulers. They became big shots in our universe because they have profound faith. Okay? So, so it says, towards the 妙法, the wonderful Dharma, they can produce the faith and the understanding. Okay? And so what it means is that they've been practicing the Dharma for a long, long time. That's how they can bring forth the faith and the understanding of the wonderful Dharma door, the wonderful Dharma. All right? Together, they constantly, vigorously adorn the palace. Now, all these leaders, they're leaders. Now, what do? What do they do as leaders of the day ruling spirits? They are 恒供清净. They are constantly diligent and adorn the palace. I don't look at it as the same thing. You have to be diligent, okay? It doesn't matter what you do. Yeah. And then they also adorn the palace. Am I making sense to you? The way they translate it here is that they constantly, vigorously adorn the palace. To me, I break it into two different items. Number one, they are diligent. Everything they do, they're very diligent. Okay? And they adorn the palace as part of their work. You can see the results of their works by the adornments they're creating for the palaces. So the translation is okay. What I'm explaining to you at this level here is different. It's not the way they translate. It's not like they always vigorously adorn their palaces. No, they are very vigorous, very diligent, and then they adorn palaces. Questions? All right, that's moving on. Next group is of the world rulers are, these leaders are from the Eightfold Division. Eightfold Divisions are the Dharma protectors, are critical in our work. We cannot possibly function. We cannot have a temple. We cannot procure temples. We cannot have way places unless we have support from the Eightfold Division. They are critical in our work. Go ahead, Q&A.
Thank you, Master. I have a question in regards to this, the previous slide. When you were saying that they diligently work on their faith, and then is it then as a result they are able to adorn the palace?
No. In order to become the night ruling spirits, they, in the past, developed their faith and studied the Dharma and practiced chant. That's what they did in the past. Now they're there. Now they're Mahasattvas. They are constantly adorning the palaces, and they're very vigorous.
How do they adorn the palace? You mean with bringing offerings of flowers and so forth?
Yeah, how do you adorn palaces? I leave it to you. You are the people with imagination. How you adorn palaces? Trees, flowers, incense, what else? Lanterns, edifices, yes?
Yes.
Huh? Window treatments, flooring. You get the idea? That's how you adorn palaces.
Thank you, Master.
And what else? They adorn palaces by their awesome comportment. And you walk, you go, when they manifest themselves in these palaces, they're so adorned, they're so imposing, they're so remarkable. They reveal their strength, reveal their loftiness. That's how you adorn the palaces. Okay? Okay, next group, Eightfold Division. Eightfold Division, there are 8 groups of Dharma protectors. They are very important for us. The first one is Asura kings, Asuras. 338. Moreover, there were countless Asura kings.
复有无量阿修罗王。
Okay, the Asura is a Sanskrit word. It translates as non-god, also means ugly, also means no wine. Okay, why? This is non-god because they have the heavenly blessings, okay, meaning they can be born to the level and enjoy the heavenly blessings. However, they don't have the heavenly virtues, and therefore they cannot be born there. Even though you're rich, for example, like you're a gangster, you have a lot of money, but you cannot, let's say, become in the society, high society. Right? Same thing, same concept. So even though they have a lot of blessings, they cannot rub elbows with the gods. They cannot go to the heavens. They don't belong to the heavens. They cannot live in the heavens. They cannot frequent heavens. So far, so good. That's what they're non-gods. Meaning they're gods, they have God blessings, but they don't have access. So far, so good. They're ugly. Ugly because male asuras are very ugly. And female asuras are non-ugly. And for some reason, the non-ugly female asuras like the ugly asuras. Go figure. I don't get it. Okay. And no wine. They get drunk. They like to drink. Okay. So that's an asura. Okay. Furthermore, asuras also have certain behavioral patterns, such as not only they like to drink. Okay. They get drunk. They love to get drunk. They love to insult people and get angry. When you get angry, your face is scary, becomes ugly. Does it ring a bell? Huh? And also, asuras loves to fight. They love to pick a fight. You go pick a fight with them, I can't. It will make their day. Okay. If you don't pick a fight with them, they come and pick a fight with you. Okay, so for example, of the 2 questions earlier, they disappeared. The husband and wife. The wife is an asura. What happened to them? Shinan, what happened to those to that husband and wife? You got into a fight? You have to go to work. You know, it's about 5:30 in Korea right now, in the morning. Anyway, okay, 340. Specifically, there were Asura King Rahu.
所谓罗侯阿修罗王。
Okay, 341. Now this is, Master Shuhan gave us a lot of good information about these Asura kings. Rahu, according to him, is a Sanskrit word meaning gathering vexation. With his hands, he cover up the lights of both the sun and the moon. Okay, that's how big his hands are. Huge hands. As a joke, gods and gods become vexed and angry. He likes making the gods angry, and he likes to play practical jokes on the gods. That's why he's called Rahu, gathering in vexation. Okay, so he creates a lot of vexation energy in wherever he goes. Okay, so that's Rahu. 342, Asura king Vimasitra.
毗摩直多阿修罗王。
Now, this next leader, Asura king, Vima is silk, Sitra, many kinds. So he's able to produce silk, okay, from silk, okay. So from a piece of silk, okay, he can produce different kinds of objects. So he has transformation abilities. He can blow on the strand of silk and turn it into dragons, or use mantras and turn them into snakes, dragon to snake, silk strands into snakes, iron chains, and palace, and so forth. So he has these transformation powers. So in general, he can transform the silk into many things using spiritual powers. He can swallow swords, and he can perform a lot of illusions. Okay, and so this guy likes magic, likes to do a lot of trick. Asura king, clever illusions.
巧幻术阿修罗王。
So this guy here, he uses magic to transform things, make things disappear, or make things appear. And whether it's mountain, could be as big as a mountain, could be like the ocean. He can move mountain, can turn oceans over. These people, these Asura kings are very, very powerful. So he can dry up the oceans and topple mountains and make mountain disappear and so forth. Swap places, mountain into the ocean, ocean to mountains and so forth. Can switch places of moon, sun and moon. So these Asuras are humongous, very, very powerful. 346, Asura king, clever illusions. So, he continues, Master Shuan continues. And can change men to women, women to men, no plastic surgery or drugs, and instantaneous. He says, quick, you turn to a man, and voila, becomes a man. (347) Asura king, great retinue.
大眷属阿修罗王。
348 commentary. Fond of having a big family, has a lot of sons and daughters, grandchildren, and quite a few of them. And he likes to have big families. 349, Asura king, mighty strength.
大力阿修罗王。
So this guy here is very strong. He can lift heavy things, like even Mount Sumeru in one hand. And he's so powerful, so big, they can lift the earth as if it's a ball. That's how huge he is. Okay? And for us to lift a tennis ball, that's similar in size. 351, Asura king pervasive illumination.
遍照阿修罗王。
Commentary 352 has a light, okay, that shines throughout the 10 directions, brighter than the sun and the moon. 353, Asura king's solid practice and wondrous adornment.
坚固形妙庄严阿修罗王。
Commentary, solid practice and wondrous, 坚固. So, 坚固行. So, his practice is very solid. You cannot change or affect his practices, okay? And he has wonderful adornments. .355, Asura king, vast wisdom regarding causes.
广大因慧阿修罗王。
广大因慧. Okay. So this Asura king here, he has vast wisdom, meaning that he's been there for quite a while at his position, at his level of attainment, therefore vast. It takes time to develop horizontally, okay, to build horizontally. That's why it's vast. His wisdom, this wisdom is a special kind of wisdom, the wisdom about causes. Meaning that he sees something, he sees a manifestation, he sees a phenomenon. A phenomenon, he can see the causes that brought for that happening. Okay, so you see the series of causes that created the event, the result. And that requires tremendous wisdom. You can backtrack and backtrack and backtrack and backtrack. All right? You make a connection. Okay, and that's very important because it helps you resolve your problems a lot faster, a lot more effectively. You see, Buddhist wisdom is not theoretical. Buddhist wisdom is for solving problems. So the best way to solve your problem is to know the causes, the real cause for your problems. Okay, so he has that tremendous wisdom. Very, broad, a lot of broad issues, right? There. 357, Asura king displaying supreme virtue.
出现圣德阿修罗王。
So 358, his demeanor is extremely virtuous, okay, and it is unparalleled display of virtues. .359, Asura king splendid sound.
妙好音声阿修罗王。
This guy probably does a lot of ceremonies, displaying splendid sounds. They could be an opera singer, could be rap music. Oh, God, no, not rap music. Anything that has to do with sound, he excels. Whether it's talking, whether it's singing, whether it's whatever, okay, so it has also in particular, has a wonderful voice, very, very, very charming and beautiful voice. 361. These and others acted as leaders of a countless number of Asuras.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
Okay, so 10 representative leaders among the Asura kings, countless of them, 363, and they all had diligently obliterated egoism as well as all other afflictions.
悉以精勤摧伏我慢及诸烦恼。
Okay, what is the Dharma door? What is their practice? Okay. You learn about this Asura king here. They became Asura king because they had diligently, okay, meaning vigorously, they worked very hard. They're not casual about it at all. Unlike us in modern days, we say, okay, I do it when I can, when I do it when it's possible. No, they make time for it, okay? So they're very diligent, obliterated egoism. 精进以悉以精进最福可以讲可以讲我慢 okay so they crushed and subdue okay they crush and subdue their self and all afflictions. The translation here is a little bit off, but don't blame it. I just have my own style. They have theirs. They have diligently obliterated and subdued the arrogance. 我慢 is arrogance. And dropped it as well as and other afflictions. Thank you. Need to change the previous slide as well. All right. So, what is the Dharma door? Okay. The common denominator in Mahayana is diligence. You have to be diligent in your practice. Okay. They got there because they're very, very diligent. And they subdued their arrogance. So they obliterated, so they destroyed. Cui is they pulverized, they destroyed the arrogance and subdued the arrogance. Okay? Fu, cui fu. Is that, what is that? Fu, right? This character is fu, right? Cui fu. Okay, so here's what it means. They obliterated, meaning they destroyed the basis of their arrogance. Okay, arrogance has no more to stand on. And furthermore, after they destroyed their arrogance, they also subdued it. Okay, so that's what they do to become Asura leaders, Asura kings. and other afflictions. Not only arrogance, but also other afflictions as well. So these people are asuras, and therefore they're very arrogant, and they are very afflicted as well. Okay, and in order for them to become Asura kings, they destroy the arrogance, subdue the arrogance, and all the other afflictions. Questions? Yes, 8.
Master, is it just me, or it seems like the Asura kings have now become the same mark as Dharma kings? If so, then why would they still be regarded as Asuras?
Asuras? Okay, sure. That's a good question. Okay, first of all, what you meant by your question, these Asura kings actually are Mahasattvas. They're great bodhisattvas. Okay? That's what you meant. Not Dharma kings, they're Mahasattvas. More precise rank is they're Mahasattvas. They are great bodhisattvas. They're not just bodhisattvas, they're great bodhisattvas. And yet, they manifest themselves as asuras. No differently than a lot of Mahasattvas manifest themselves as different types of living beings in the universe. They could manifest themselves like Master YongHua as a human being, or they could manifest as themselves as an animal. Okay, and usually when they do that, they become kings. Okay, because they have so many blessings that they are able to do a lot of great things, have a great influence, great impact. Okay, so they chose, in order to do their work, they chose to manifest themselves as Asura. And they got elevated to the rank of Asura king. So far, so good. So they can choose to be whoever they want. Okay, with this particular instance here, they chose to become Asura kings. Not just any Asura king, leaders of Asura kings. They're very influential. All right? However, when you manifest yourself as an Asura king, an Asura, then you have in your makeup these habit energies called arrogance and afflictions. That's what Asuras are known for. They're very arrogant and they're very, very afflicted. You have a small Asura who's no longer here at Jewel Mountain Temple, very arrogant, very afflicted. That's Asura. Okay, it's their trademark. They're so arrogant. They think, me, 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 me. And they say, how could you, how could you, how could you, how could you? See that? That's Asura. So therefore, Brady, the way, because they chose to be an Asura, that's how they relate to other Asuras. That's how they function in order to be able to relate to other Asuras. Because if you try to save Asuras and you say, I'm going to try to save you an Asura, but I will appear as a god. Asuras hate gods. Gods make them feel very insecure, very upset. Okay? So as soon as Asura sees a god, a heavenly being coming around, they will say, hey, what are you doing here? This ain't your territory, man. What are you doing? Oh, that's a movie, from a movie. You understand? So if you want to save asuras, the way that the bodhisattvas do is they do same work, similar practices. 同事, same work, same practices. This is a bodhisattva Dharma door. In order to save living beings, they appear into a particular group, they try to save, and then do the same thing as they do. Okay? So in the particular case here, this Mahasattva decided that he needed to save asuras. So the best way to save asura is to become an asura yourself and go there and be egotistical, be very arrogant, and be so afflicted. And that's how you can relate to others, asuras. Does it make sense? Yes, 8.
I would follow up my last question with, then the Asura kings are going to change Asuras basically by example, yes? Once they dispose of their afflictions and their ego, the Asuras will see that and learn from that, yes?
Yes. So what happened is, first of all, you become an Asura so that you can relate to Asuras. That has to happen first. Before you save someone, you have to be able to connect with them. Just for example, it's easier for a paleface to talk to another paleface. Same language, same culture, and so forth. And it's so easier for the yellow to speak to the yellow. Okay, so first thing you need to be able to connect. That's why they have to find a way to connect, and therefore the 同事 is very important. You connect either like by the skin color, by who you are, or by doing the same thing. So 同事 here is the similar work, the same work, the same activities. Okay, that's one of the four bodhisattva practices in order to save living beings. They go and do the same thing as we do. Okay, so you can manifest as an asura, and that therefore it gives you access to a lot of asuras. But it's not just for asuras. Okay, but anyway, but this particular thing here, for this the particular asura kings, the leaders, so they became asuras in order to save asuras, easier to save asuras. That's number one. Number two, they became kings because they have the blessings to become kings. Yeah? And therefore, as a king, they have the blessing, they have kings, and as a king, they are a lot more influential, if you will. And therefore, their voices are louder, they carry more weight, has much bigger influence than, let's say, a low-level asura. Okay? And that's a distinction. And so a king, by the way, is a position that's recognized by others. Okay? So that's why once you are classified as a high-ranking thing, you have a lot of influence. Your influence is much stronger. But that's the worldly perspective. For us, in our Mahayana world, okay, we also have rankings. We also have hierarchies. So that's why we look at the Bodhisattva and Mahasattvas. We don't worry about worldly criteria such as, money or reputation and so forth. they all have their own hierarchies. Master Shenhua is way up there. Xu Yun is a little bit down here. Okay? Second patriarch is, and so forth. So there's hierarchy. So for us, in our world, we look at this, oh yeah, of course, I would believe Master Shenhua's things. Okay? I would not believe Xu Yun. I would not believe second patriarch's words as much. Because I know they're lower levels. Master Shenhua's words will override the lower levels. Does it make sense? So that's why the ranking is very important. For us in our world, our human world, in an ordinary world, okay, the kings are the top. Okay? But for us, it's the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas are at the top. Yes, go ahead, 6.
So, I missed some point. I don't know, but what kind of realm the Asura and Asura king live? What kind of realm?
What kind of what?
Realm, like desire realm or something. I remember the Asura also live in the Sawa world.
Yeah.
So usually most the Asura, what kind of realm the stay or live there?
Master, she's talking about the world. Which realm?
Which realm? Yeah.
Or realm.
Sorry, my pronunciation. Sorry.
I couldn't make out the realm. You don't have the R pronunciation like we do. Realm. Yeah, I understand now. Sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry.
R and L to you is the same sound.
Yeah, it's my problem.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I need to learn to recognize that. Korean R is different from our pale-face R. Okay, to what kind of realms?
Yeah.
It's too detailed. I don't know. Typically, okay, we have the heavens up here. Heavens up here. We are here. Asuras are down here. So that's why they're considered one of the 4 lower realms. The one of 4 evil paths. Because they have a lot of suffering. The gods, for example, here we are in the middle. Okay? Human is in the middle. That's why Tian Xia. Okay? We are below the heaven. Tian is heaven. Xia, below the heaven is us. Okay? So the heaven, the gods rule over us. Tian Xia. Okay? So we high here. So we're in the middle. We're okay. Human beings are okay. And the gods are up here. Okay? They rule over us. They rule over the lower realm as well. Okay? And below us is Asuras. And animals. And hungry ghosts. And hells. So far, so good in terms of hierarchy of plane of existence. However, physically, where do they live?
Yeah.
They live in a desire realm. Okay? So they below us. That's why we live in the desire realm. So they're below us, okay, and they happen to live in the Tie Weishan, the iron encircling mountains that surround us. In the structure of our world, okay, we live in this continent here where we are, okay, and there are iron encircling iron mountains that encircle us, okay, and they live in that area in general. Okay, you want to go there, take a look? Why do you want to know where they are? I would not recommend you go there.
Yeah, I want to go purely.
There you go. They ought to go. Okay. Okay. So that's what they are. They actually
Thank
are
you,
here.
Master.
They're actually here in our desire realm. Okay. All right. And afflictions. Next, 365. Next group. Okay. So the Asuras are actually Dharma protectors. Why are they important? Because they love to fight. So what we do is they're the troublemakers. We just, hey, Asura King, could you please take care of them? And they say, oh yeah, I'll be glad to. And they go pick a fight. They go and beat them up right away. No hesitation. So I'm glad you asked. Okay? So Asuras, they love it. They love, when the troublemakers come, they say, hey, Asura. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. Just at the end of your last statement, you said that Asuras and humans intermingle together. Is that correct?
Asuras also exist in the human realm. They also exist in the ghost realm. Okay, they also exist in the animal realm. For example, Dobermans are Asura dogs.
Like Ninja at Gold Forest.
Ninja Gold Forest, right. Okay. We like to call them ninja monks, okay, and samurai nuns. The Americans are always reverse, We discriminate against men and we favor women. Okay, so yes, it's the same concept. Ninja monks and samurai nuns. That kind of thing.
Well, I meant the Doberman that's in the house next to Gold Forest. His name is Ninja.
Oh, Benjamin. Ninja.
Ninja.
Oh, I see. Okay. And that's another story. Yes. We also have seems like a Doberman next to Gold Forest. That's one?
Yeah, his name is Ninja.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you for the information. I never went near that Doberman thing.
But
the Gold Forest, our fence and our neighbor's fence is like 3 feet tall. And they have this Doberman that's roam around the yard. I'm not going out there by myself.
But to me,
I value my life. My life is doing important work.
And to me, that makes so much sense because Ninja will patrol his yard, and whenever I see a monk or a nun near Ninja's just kind of like sitting and very polite. Yeah. But then when anybody walks by outside the temple or the house that Ninja patrols, he barks at them like crazy.
Yeah, he barks at them. He very, very aggressive. What happened, I think, it's just my theory. What happened is that a Master Xian Liao, when she first came to Gold Forest, Ninja would bark at her. He said, "Arr!" And so that's what Xian Liao did, and it scared the heck out of Ninja. Ever since he's nice to all of us. Because Master Ji, when the dog barks, Master Ji said, okay, hey boy. But Xian Liao, you bark at her, she barks right back. That's what you call Asura nun. Oops, is she there? Sorry, I forgot. Okay, next group. So the Asuras, they're very useful to deal with ninjas. Okay, so because we unleash them and say, go boy, go for it. And say, oh, thank you. I'll be right back. Next group, Garuda kings. 366. Moreover, there was an inconceivable number of Garuda kings.
复有不可思议数迦楼罗王。
Garuda is another predator. Okay, Garuda is golden winged bird. golden pung bird. Okay, his wings are golden colored, and the wings has adorned gems, wonderful wing, translated as big gullet, meaning that he likes to eat dragons. So he swallowed the whole dragon whole and stored it here in a gullet, so he can swallow quite a few dragons. Okay, it's like a cow here, you know. They eat a lot of grass and they store it and then they regurgitate. Same thing with the Garuda. They swallow dragons first and then they pop them up and say, okay? Master Shehua likes to talk about these things. Wingspan's about 300 large yojanas. Okay, it's about 24 miles. Yojanas, so 300 yojanas is about 6,000 miles. That's bigger than the United States. How come we don't see them at all? Thank the Lord. Okay. So they're huge. Flap of a wing, they're so huge they can dry up the ocean. They're so huge, okay? And they swallow dragons like they swallow noodles, instant noodles, okay? And there's a technique behind it. They swallow by the tail first. It's weird. You think that you swallow the head first. No, these guys are weird. They just swallow the tail first for some reason, okay? And every day they need to eat one big dragon, preferably a dragon king, and 500 small dragons for in-between meal snacks. and they are born, have different 4 kinds of birth, womb-born like us, egg-born like birds, moisture-born like bacteria, transformationally born like the gods. So the 4 kinds of birth, they apply to Garudas. It's a different world. And the dragons are another form of Dharma protector as well. But so we talk about it here. So their dragons too have many different kinds. Horse dragons, meaning they originally were transformed from horses before, and then the elephant dragons, okay, from elephants. Fish dragons. Fish can become dragons. Just don't know what kind of fish. And toad dragons. Can you imagine? Wibbit dragons. Okay. So you have the horse dragons, elephant dragon, toad dragons, and fish dragons. And for your information, for our information, the egg-born are the least intelligent, the least smart, and the smartest are transformationally born. Snakes belong to the dragon family. Egg-born snake is very stupid, okay? Rattlesnakes. There are the birds as well. Transformation-born birds are extremely intelligent. I don't know which one are transformationally born birds. Okay. But they are. Yeah. Egg-born Garudas cannot eat transformationally born dragons. Okay, a different class. Can only eat the egg-born dragons. On the other hand, transformationally born Garudas can eat all sorts of dragons. How did they die? And this is where our culture, the Western culture, the tales about the phoenix is based on this. Okay, and so and that's where they got the ideas from. So volcanic eruptions are instances of Garudas dying? I'm not sure. I don't understand it. It's possible that we see volcanic eruption, that's a Garuda dying. And they live in the Vrasha mountain where people can't go. Palaces made out of 7 precious gems, eat 7 treasures. But his favorite food is dragon. When about to dry, okay, no longer can eat, no longer can have an appetite. Because, this is interesting, the dragon's body has poison, of course, poisonous dragons. And, but the Garudas are not afraid of such poison when they're weaker, that they're more vulnerable to those poisons. Okay? And so the poisonous dragon released the poison gas to drive the Garuda birds away. So the older Garuda birds have to run away from the poison. And then this is only in Buddhism. This is how these bodhisattvas can see all these things. The Garuda dive into the ocean to find dragons to eat, but it's drive too far and go down all the way to the wind wheel. Below our world, there's something called a wind wheel that supports us. Okay? Tall tales, if you will. The Christian says, you guys believe anything. And so all the way, went down too far. Okay, you think that the ocean stopped by the ocean at the ocean bottom? No, it goes through. Okay, the bottom only stops us. It doesn't stop Garuda birds. And so it went too far. And it got struck by this wind wheel, and it like a black hole. You see, all these the physicists are making claims about comes from Mahayana tales. Okay, so it got too far, got the wind wheel, and the wind wheel sucks them down like a black hole. Look at MJ. She said, oh, wow. Our science is so primitive compared to Mahayana science, scientific knowledge. So at 7 times, he kept on trying 7 times, and he got exhausted and died from poisoning. Okay. And upon his death, the whole body catches fire, like a phoenix. And the fire burns everything to ash. Sounds familiar? Huh? And except even the 7 gems that adorn his wings also melt. That's how fierce the fire was, high temperature. And so Dragon King Nanda, okay, this is what happened repeatedly, afraid of the fire would destroy his jewel mountain. He sent the rain. The rain drops as large as carriage wheels, which is huge, and they put out the blaze. And so the golden being were completely reduced to ash. And yet, the heart is intact. Look at all you. Oh, you're so fascinated, so impressed. Look at that guy. Your God never told you about these stories. Huh? Right underneath his feet. And so this heart here from the Garuda king, the Garuda bird, the wheel-turning sage attains it and becomes this wish-fulfilling pearl. Okay, and his God, when he gets it, he wears it in his head as a light-emitting pearl. When the Dragon King gets it, it's protected from all disasters and suffering. And no other pung bird can eat the Dragon King. Okay, and there's a Hanshan verse. When the golden winged bird life ends, his flesh and bones decompose and scatter, only his heart remains unharmed, perfect, clear, with a dazzling light. If a Dragon King obtains it, it becomes his pearl, which can destroy 1,000 years of darkness. If a wheel-turning king obtains it, it becomes his wish-fulfilling pearl and can save him from every difficulty. How is that in the human realm? People use it every day and never see it. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, 6.
So, Master, what did this bird do in terms of karmic cost to have such a heart that become a treasure even after it died?
What caused it? I don't know. Okay. It just happens. How does knowing that help your cultivation? It's just gossiping. It's just gossiping, you know about Garuda, and there's a big, big wings. They eat dragon. Hey, we're just gossiping. Okay? So far, so good? Yeah.
It's not gossiping, Master. See, if we know, then we understand karma, then help to increase my faith with Buddhism.
Okay, good. I can't help you increase your faith. Okay? You ask me something I can't do. All I can do is help you understand a few things here and there. Okay, I'm sorry to disappoint you. 382, specifically, they were Garuda king swift and powerful.
所谓大树吉利迦楼罗王。
Okay, these beings are very, very powerful, very fast, has great strength. He perched on the iron tree in Vasha Mountain. He looks at the sea, flies over the sea, parting waters, and by the time he gets back to the tree, perched on the Vasha Mountain, the sea water still have not closed up. That's how incredibly fast he can be. So that's why he's called swift and powerful. Okay, so he flies away, parts of water so he can find dragons very quickly before they can escape. Does it make sense? That's why he can have a huge appetite. Garuda king is indestructible jewel crest.
无能坏宝器迦楼罗王。
385, his jewel cow, in addition to the heart, cannot be destroyed. 386, Garuda king pure swiftness.
清净速疾迦楼罗王。
It's not pure stiffness. It's purity and quickness and purity, not pure stiffness. Pure swiftness has no meaning. When you're swift, you don't need to be pure. You just have to be fast. Okay? And so this Garuda king here is keeps precepts, very pure, and he's also very fast. 388. Garuda king, steadfast resolve.
心不退转，迦楼罗王。
They use these words. This king here, 心不退转, meaning non-regressing. A minor non-regressing. Steadfast resolve. Non-regressing. Garuda king, non-regressing. Okay, non-regression position. And you need to know a few things about non-regression. Non-regression in position, non-regression in thought, non-regression in conduct. And they're important. Position means lowest is position. This is what you're going to have in the Pure Land. You go to the Pure Land, you attain non-regression. So over there, you go back to the two vehicles, meaning that, let's say you're a Hinayana practitioner, okay? You go to the Pure Land, you will not ever go back to Hinayana practices. You will not find it attractive at all. Never again. That's important, okay? You don't waste time. Okay? You're not drawn to that. Okay, so that's a very important thing. It saves you time. Okay, non-regression in thought, meaning that you, okay, not just what is over here, but you are fixated upon enlightenment. You're driven by that desire. It's you have this drive for enlightenment. Very powerful. Nothing can distract you from that. Okay? And finally, conduct. Conduct is the fact that you always benefit others, like Master YongHua's conduct. I have great admiration for him because his conduct is unparalleled. I never saw anyone like him. He's always benefiting others. Incredible. Okay? So, do you see the difference in importance? Position, yeah, you start out, you want to have position where you don't want to Hinayana stuff. And then once you outgrow the Hinayana glamour, the attraction into Hinayana, now you say, enlightenment is the only thing that makes sense to me. No one can stop me. No one can distract me from that. And finally, once you're enlightened, you have non-regression in conduct. All you do is benefit others, not yourself. That's wisdom. Does it help? It's beautiful. So this Garuda king here is non-regressing. He's very high level, Mahasattva. Okay, next time we do 390. Thank you, everyone.